My fellow flames, welcome back to another Wuthering Waves video. My name is Amethyst, and today we are talking about Wuthering Waves 2.8, the upcoming update that is set to release, I predict, within the next 2 weeks. We've got a live stream happening on this coming Friday, so stay tuned for that. I can't wait to react to it. I'm very intrigued and excited to see what they're going to be doing with the 2.8 patch, but I'm going to be honest with you, I am not too sure whether 2.8 is going to be successful or not. I want it to be successful. It probably will be successful, but I know a lot of people recently have been complaining that there hasn't been that much content to do in Wuthering Waves, more specifically 2.7. 2.7 in terms of overall content has been a little bit lackluster. Wuthering Waves in terms of story content specifically, there was an abundance of it. There was a lot of story. There was about 8.5 hours of story as a collective when it comes to phase 1 and phase 2 of Wuthering Waves 2.7. So in terms of story, if you are a story buff, if you are a lore fan of this game, if you like the overarching plot and the overarching story arcs of Wuthering Waves, 2.7 was a great success. It was amazing. There was lots of content to explore, dive deep into, and enjoy. There was lots of theory videos that a lot of people that are involved in the story content of Wuthering Waves were made. There was lots of content to be made there. There was lots. I was one of them. When Wuthering Waves 2.7's main story concluded, I had a great time making content about the game. I was doing lore videos. I was doing theory videos. I was doing review videos on just the overarching 2.7 story. And I'm very excited to see where the story of Wuthering Waves is going to go. I recently did a video talking about the future of Wuthering Waves and where we're going to be going next in the future of the next 6 to 8 months, maybe even to a year of the game's lifespan. And I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited to see what the new Federation holds. You've got Mingting's announcement, so eventually we're going to be going to Mingting, which is another part of Huanglong, another great big city, another great big area of Huanglong. I'm very excited to see where the story takes us. However, Wuthering Waves 2.8, I am afraid, needs to hit hard with the combat events, the event side of the patch, because Wuthering Waves 2.7 had a little bit of controversy surrounding it, because a lot of people in the community, a lot of content creators, was complaining that there was no combat events, there was no things to do other than the main overarching story. Now granted, we had the top-down roguelike event, which I personally enjoyed, but not many people did for some reason. I actually thought it was very fun, very wholesome, and I had a good time playing it. We also had a refresh of the TOA, which is standard for every patch or every other patch, and we had the refreshes, the weekly refreshes, and the continuation of Fantasy of 1000 Gateways and wuwa. Other than those, there was no other combat events, and people were very, very angry about this. So my question is, and I think a question we're all asking is, within this live stream, are we going to get enough gameplay content for us all to sink our teeth into and enjoy for Wuthering Waves 2.8? I hope we do. I think we need a good, at least 3 combat events, 2 to 3 combat events, ones that are going to keep us engaged for the remainder of the 2.8 patch, because I don't think we're going to be going to the new Federation, and I don't think we're going to be going to Mingting, and I don't think we're going to be going to Lahai Roy or Lakai Roy in 2.8. I think 2.8 is going to be the prelude patch, the prequel patch to 3.0, which is going to be the big patch. If you remember this time last year, we had Wuthering Waves 1.3, which is a very big story patch for the Black Shores. Then we had 1.4, which in my opinion was a doggy doo-doo patch. And then we had 2.0 January 1st. So I think 2.8 is going to be a 1.4 situation where we're going to get a brand new character or 2 brand new characters. First 4-star we've had in a year, by the way. It's literally coming up to a year since our last 4-star character, which was Lumi, by the way, the speedster, which was a doggy doo-doo character. I loved Lumi, but I think she was absolutely trash and quite pointless, to be honest. But we've got Bu Ling, who is a member of the Black Shores, a character that was introduced in 2.4. People really like Bu Ling, so hopefully they don't mess her up. Maybe she will be a very good 4-star character. Maybe the first good 4-star character we've had since launch. Fingers crossed, who knows. We're also getting Shizia, who people are very, very, very much looking forward to, especially in the eastern part of the world. I know Japan, China, those kind of people and that audience is very, very much looking forward to Chisia, and a lot of people in the eastern, in the western part, and those kind of people are also looking forward to Chisia. So she's pretty hyped. People are looking forward to Chisia. I myself am going to skip Chisia. I said this about Galbrina, but then look what happened. But then again, the story made me pull for Galbrina, and I also have Shu Yuen on my account. So this is the first patch where I've actually summoned for both Phase 1 and Phase 2 characters. One thing they need to do with 2.8's banners is have Booling on Chisia's banner. Please, oh please, oh please do not announce that Booling is going to be on Phase 2, which is the rerun banner. Don't do that, because I believe it's going to be a much more healthy decision to do, a much more healthier decision to make for 2.8, for people to have the opportunity to also have Booling on Chisia's banner, which means if they, for instance, fail the 50-50 and don't get Chisia, if you have a 50-50 to win, at least there is a good chance you've got Booling. So you're coming away with something. You're not coming away with nothing. I think that's a good thing they need to do. But as I was saying earlier in the video, we need combat events. We need combat events for Wuthering Waves 2.8. Whether it's a new multiplayer event, we haven't had a multiplayer event for quite some time. I think it's about time we have something to do with the multiplayer experience. I've been craving that for a long time. A lot of people have been craving that for a long time. Please, oh God, let me have my multiplayer combat event. We had the boss rush. Previously on that, we had the dungeon crawling of a multiplayer event. I did that with Kazahana. That was a very fun time. Way back in 2.0, it's been almost a year since we've had one of those dungeon crawling events that are multiplayer for Wuthering Waves. And it's been 6 months since we had the boss rush event. We need those. It would be cool to have an expansion in the Wuthering Waves TCG, or the monster catching and monster summoning event. That was a really cool event. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Please, Kuro, update that. Give us a new wave of those things to do, because that was technically a combat event. It was a strategy combat event. People really took a liking to it. So give us an extension to that. Give us a brand new temporary combat event. Give us something that's going to keep us engaged. Give us something that's going to make us want to use our characters to progress and to earn currency, to basically just do what we want to do, just to have fun. There's been a lackluster amount of combat-specific events in 2.7. There was controversy. Please rectify that mistake that you made in 2.7. I know you was focused solely on the content of the story of Wuthering Waves. That's not a problem. People like me and people that are lore buffs and people that are story theory crafters loved that. That's great. Unfortunately, the majority of your content creators and the majority of your player base are here for the combat side of the content of Wuthering Waves. So I'd very much appreciate it if you could give us that. If you could give us some more combat events, that would be great. I don't think we're going to the New Federation. I think I mentioned that earlier on. If I didn't, I don't think we're going to the New Federation. I think this is going to be a prelude patch, a prequel patch to New Federation, or wherever the next big region is that we're going. Obviously, Cyberpunk collab's happening next year, so it's most likely the case that this is going to be a 1.4 situation, where this is going to build up the 3.0 patch. Most likely being in January, just like 2.0 was. Which is fine by me. Just keep us occupied by giving us combat events, giving us things to do. Please don't let this be a dry patch, because if this is going to be a dry patch, and this isn't going to be a story heavy patch at least, and if this isn't going to have the events that we've been going gaga for the past 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks now, then I think Wuthering Waves is going to be in some hot water, some hot doo-doo. And I think other content creators like Sentontas and other content creators like Captain Cabinets and other content creators in general are going to clown on Wuthering Waves and clown on the devs and basically really criticize the devs if they don't give us the combat events we've been craving for the past 6 to 8 weeks. I myself am still going to play the game. I'm still going to make content on the game. I'm still going to make theories, talking videos like this one. I'm still going to make videos about the characters, whether or not I have them, because I'm very much interested in Booling. I'm not so interested in Chisia, but if we're not going to get a main story patch, a main story quest, then give me a character story that's going to be, what, an hour and a half, 2 hours long, similar to what a few of these older character stories were way back when. Remember Camellia's one that we did, which was a prelude to 2.0, but I guess an epilogue to 1.3. where it was like an hour and a half to 2 hours of a good character development patch. Give us something like that for Chishio if you're not going to give us a main story quest. But I just wanted to go over a few things that I'm craving, a few things that I'm wanting in terms of the Wuthering Waves 2.8. Give us combat events, give us a decent character story, if not a main story. Give us maybe an extension, a new area, or maybe we're going back to the Black Shores, which would be really, really cool to see the old cast and crew again. And overall, just don't mess it up. Kuro, just don't mess it up, please. You haven't let us down yet. Other than the people that have been craving combat events, don't let those people down. Don't let overall the community down. I'm looking forward to what the live stream is going to have entail, what it's going to have in store on Friday, being the 14th of November. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my rambling session again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed me talking about what I think 2.8 is going to be and what I think 2.8 is going to need. You don't really need a rocket scientist to tell you all what 2.8 needs. We're getting 2 brand new characters. That's a win. We most likely are going to get a character story which we haven't had for a while, which is a win in my books, which is some sort of content for us to make a video about, some sort of content for us to talk about. So that's going to be very, very good. We need combat events. If you can give us at least 2 to 3 proper in-game depth combat events, whether it be multiplayer, whether it be something else like a boss rush mode or whatever, for us to enjoy, that'll be a win in my books. There'll most likely be loads more logging events. They've always given us login events and events for us to just explore and do ourselves. So that's going to be another win in my books. I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, just give us content. It's going to be a long 6 to 8 weeks if you don't give us content before 3.0. It's going to be dry. Christmas is round the corner. Celebrate Christmas or something. Just give us something. Just give us something, please. Something that alongside the story you're probably going to give us something to do in the meantime and after. Okay, Kuro, I believe in you. Please, please, please. I'm praying to the Kuro gods. I'm praying to the Lucia unknown goddess. Give us something to enjoy with our friends or on our own, okay? I just had to make this video because I have been a little bit concerned about Wuthering Waves 2.8, and I have been concerned for the people that have been craving those combat events. But yeah, anyway, I'll speak to you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like, comment down below, and subscribe if you are new. We are well on the way to 10,000 subscribers, so if you are not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Anyway, guys, have a good rest of your day. I'll speak to you in the next one. Take it easy.